Welcome everybody to another podcast. Another disappointing. Fuck. This is just. There's a lot going on in my head right now. Well, one, we recorded this a little later than we were supposed to, so this is going to be published on Wednesday. So that means
that's on me.
We were able to watch. Not school. We're not blaming anyone, but we are blaming Austin. But so we were able to watch Mavs Cavs that played last night. So if you listened to on Wednesday, played last night. And we told y'all last week to start paying attention to games because they matter. Lose Sunday to the Pacers, embarrassing loss, but it's okay. I mean, you're bound to lose a game when you win 7 straight.
Yep.
Now you lose back-to-back. If you're watching that game.
Crazy.
Oh, okay. We'll get into like weekend stuff before I like ramble on this, and we'll just get out the gate. We'll start talking Mavs and just instant reaction of what the fuck just happened.
First thing before we do that, hey, go plug the socials. Instagram at Austin _and_ Ollie. TikTok at Austin and Ollie. Podcast, Spotify, Apple, all that stuff. Subscribe, rate 5 stars. Be a friend, tell a friend about it. That'd be nice. YouTube, we're also there too. All that stuff's in the show notes, so just check it out. That's a little bit of business before we get into it.
Yeah, like I said, I went into a ramble because this literally happened right as we were supposed to start at 8, and I said let's finish watching this Mavs game because it's getting good, and then crazy. Austin and Ollie, a sports podcast. Make sure you follow us all across the medias. How Austin said, fuck man, how was your weekend, bro? How was your weekend?
It was good. A little casual weekend. Didn't do anything too crazy. Oh yeah, I forgot. Went to the TCU baseball game. You, me, Raul on Friday.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That was fun. Nice little win against a good game against UCLA. Let's see. Saturday, went to go, ran a couple errands, watched niece play a little bit of soccer, which was fun.
Yep.
Then went to go play some pickleball at TCU, and then we were like, the baseball game's going on right now. Let's see if we can sneak in for free. Got in the 5th inning, which was cool. Got to watch a little bit of free baseball. Another TCU dub.
Damn, okay.
And then just kind of hung out, went to go have dinner, and then kind of chilled. And other than that, that's pretty much it, man. Nothing too crazy.
Nice. Seems like a chill weekend, man.
Yeah. I know yours was a little bit different.
You could say that. Friday, I also went to the TCU game. It was fun. It was a cool experience. We got really good seats, and like for the price that we got them at, just watching at even like that high of a level is awesome. Yeah. It was a really close game, which I was happy about. I'm a big fan of close baseball games, pitching duels, going at it, and that's what it really was. It was defense, and then offense eventually started rolling through. So that was Friday night. I was in bed by like 11:30, but I did nothing that night. I just came home and I was like,
I was tired.
Get ready for tomorrow.
I was tired.
Yeah. Saturday was a terrible day in the beginning. I'm telling you, we played golf. It was the worst golf I've ever played in my fucking life. Like I didn't want to pick up a club after that. It was terrible. I couldn't hit the driver. I don't know what happened to me. Course was kind of I was like, I'm not gonna blame the course, but I'm never gonna play golf there ever again. Like that's the first and last time I'm golfing there. So never going back there again. We got bitched at by this one guy too. We drove we weren't even close to the green, bro. We were so the green was on the hill, and we're on the outside of it. And there's like the front 2 tires, or like the left tires are on the grass, but like it's not like playable grass. It's just grass.
Yeah.
And that's where me and Raul went because our balls were literally right on that side. So we're off by the car by a little bit. We go to because it's the 9th hole. We go back, and then the guy's like, hey guys, just letting you know, just try to stay in the car path because what you guys did there was like, it was really minimal, by the way. And I was just like, did you come over here to tell us that?
That's crazy.
And like, I don't know if you worked there or not because he didn't have a badge. He didn't have anything.
Yeah,
I was
just like a random guy, just casual.
Random guy. And 4 minorities playing golf. I mean, and then you saw the fit that I was wearing, bro. What did you think was gonna happen?
No, you said it, bro.
We got racially profiled, bro. Yeah, it was bad. But yeah, I didn't want to play golf ever again. We went to watch some UFC fights. Yeah, and that's why I quit golf until Saturday. I have a tea time on Saturday. So, but yes, and Saturday we watched a couple of the UFC fights because it was like in Mexico City, so it was a bunch of like Mexican fighters. Yeah, so it was pretty cool. Drank a little bit. too much of my liking on Saturday. Went out to this like little like I don't want to say dive bar, but it's like this Mexican bar that just opened up off
Okay.
here Western Center, and then that was cool. Friends and like live Mexican music was pretty cool.
Oh, that's big time.
Sunday wake up, yeah, Sunday wake up, back into the swing of Sunday league. So I went back there, got a
Okay.
little 20 minutes under my belt, and after that, I went to go buy some cleats because I needed cleats bad. So I made a purchase of cleats, and I'm pretty pumped with those. They're clean as fuck.
Okay. What brand?
Then they got Puma,
Oof.
gotta go Puma. Yeah, come on now.
Okay.
That was Sunday, and then I went with my cousin Sebastian. He was like, "Hey, bro, like you want to hop on 4 when you get home?" I said, "Bet." Let me shower. I got a text from my cousin Ro, and he goes, "Hey, we're going to 7th." Okay, bet. I had a good time. It was a good time. We got like mimosas and like fucking what's
Oh
that?
yeah,
Pink drink
that'll be a
called?
good time.
Mojitos.
Mojitos aren't pink, but yeah, sure.
Is it not pink? What's it called? What are the closed mojitos?
Mojitos are like green, so like mint and stuff like that. I mean, it could have been just like, is it a Paloma?
There you go. I think it was a Paloma. Was it a Paloma?
Paloma. I don't know. I
Okay,
wasn't there.
it's probably what that. I don't know. It was pink, but they were like half off towers. So like we got, and it was like 5 minutes before, so we
That's
got 2 towers to make it
crazy.
worth it. Yeah, because
Yeah,
one tower
absolutely.
is
As you
like
should.
150, and they were like $60. So I was like, let's
70.
get two.
Oh, that's not bad. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. That's a good deal.
so we did two. Yeah, we were just like pounding those motherfuckers. Thinking just going through that shit. And then went to Shot Sailor, had the performance of my lifetime on karaoke. Every time I go to
Heard
Shot
that.
Sailor, I'm
Yeah,
on
I
the
saw
karaoke.
that.
So if you were there, you guys missed. If you were there, you didn't miss out. If you weren't there, you missed out. Clearly,
Yeah.
the whole place
I didn't
bumping.
even get an invite. Which was crazy.
You wasn't gonna go.
Nah, but I mean, the invite would have been nice.
And you just kind
I
of
mean,
have it on
at
the
least.
spot. They picked me up, and I said, "Boom, okay, let's go."
Damn.
Fucking fly. That was Sunday. Came back. Chilled, whatever. Yeah, and then that's kind of it. What happened on the weekend? Nothing too crazy.
Yeah, nothing
Just casual
crazy.
stuff. Yeah.
Casual, just Sunday fun day, huh?
Casual Sunday fun day, bro. Man, my middle name's Casual. If you didn't know that. But I guess yeah. I mean, I think I chilled a little bit, so I think I can finally kind of not process, but what just happened. But
Yeah, you're a little more calm.
a little bit. I quite was literally in tears when I called you when like that
Yeah,
shot
that
happened.
was crazy. Yeah, that was. Anyway, yeah, I guess yeah. Hop into Mavs. So, now currently 33 and 25. I think we're still eighth in the West, if I'm correct.
Probably.
1-2 since
Let's
All-Star
see.
break. First game was
Yeah.
a dub against Phoenix. Our son Devin Booker, 123-113. Then we lost to Indy, like you just said, 19 on a buzzer beater half court shot by. Feels like the player of the fourth quarter, Max Strus, who I mean got absolutely caught on fire. I think he went 5 for 5 from three, including the half court shot to win the game. Donovan Mitchell banked a ridiculous three in for no reason.
That too, bro. Oh my gosh.
And I thought we were fine because what was it? Luca found, what was that? PJ Washington for a nice little dunk
At
with
the
like
very
2
end.
seconds
Yeah.
to go. I was like, all right,
Mhm.
cool. Like they're not gonna make this shit. And then of course, bro, Max Strus, just absolutely swish, just not even close to missing. Yeah, and that's the game. That's the game. I think with a win tonight, we would have jumped from 8th to 5th, but instead we can't capitalize on Luca and Kyrie combining for 75.
See, that's the bad thing. Like you went on and won 7, and we moved up like what, maybe 2 spots or maybe 1.
Maybe 1. I think we were 9th.
Yeah, and then you lose, and then you drop. But if you would have won, you could have got up to 5th place, even against the Pacers.
Yeah.
Like if you would have beat the Pacers, you go up to 5th. So that just shows you how competitive the West is. Yeah,
the West is just so tight. I think just in general, I mean, I think the good thing about beating Phoenix on what day was that? Thursday, was that we
you have the tiebreaker.
clinched the series, or at least have the tiebreaker on them for playoffs. The West is so tight, and the good thing is we still have an easier schedule on the run in. I think this little East Coast road trip is going to be tough. If I'm trying to remember who they have the rest of the road trip, other than Indy and the Cavs.
Raptors, Celtics, and they come back to the 76ers.
Yeah. So
and the
I'm
Raptors
not
on a
too
3-game
worried.
win streak. They're pretty pumped up over there, at least for now.
Yeah. Scotty Barnes, special player.
Scotty Barnes, Dude, he's a very special player. I don't care.
Special
He's getting all
player.
his love and attention, but he's a hooper. He's a hooper.
He is a
I'm a
hooper.
big
He
fan of
is a
Scotty.
hooper.
I'm a big fan of
He's
Scotty.
a hooper.
Um, but yeah, that's
Yeah, I don't
tough.
know, man.
Yeah. No, if you didn't watch the game, it was from the get go. Luka was just getting whatever he wanted from. I mean, he went on a crazy. I think he made like 3 threes in a row to end the half. He cut. We were down like 15 points. Cut the deficit down to like 2.
Yeah,
So he ended the half with like 27 points. That was Luka at halftime. And he
casual.
almost doubles it and gets obviously gets 45 to end the night. Um, he gets a tech obviously, but he loves playing
What's
in
new?
Cleveland. They showed a graphic. Only one person averages more points than against the Cleveland Cavs in the
Then
regular
Luka.
season, and that's Michael Jordan. Yeah, it's Michael
Huh.
Jordan. So yeah, that's a little fun fact about that. But yeah, the Mavs were up 110 to 100 with like 3.5 to go. And then that's when
Yeah,
Max Strus just caught fucking fire. And
yeah.
then there was
They
a whole
they
thing
went up.
with
Yeah,
Kyrie catching the ball out of bounds. Well,
that
Hardaway was
was
trying to
yeah.
give it to
That's crazy.
Kyrie to throw it in, and then Kyrie caught it inside, and then Kyrie threw it to the ref, and he goes, "Oh, out of bounds." So turnover, and they scored 3. But then right after that, Kyrie answered with his own 3, so and so, and then I know. I mean, Jason Kidd's not going to get props for anything. It was coaching. He had a poor performance Sunday. And Gafford only played 7 minutes, so I wonder what went there. I mean, Cleveland played a lot of minutes. Um, Derek Lively played some decent amount, 20-something minutes. Oh, but yeah, then the last to end the game, you're down 1. There's a couple seconds left on the clock, like 15. They decide not to foul. They make Cleveland get a timeout, take the timeout. They inbound the ball, and the Mavs win. Like it goes off to Cleveland, so now the
Yeah,
Mavs
it
get the
goes
ball.
off Darius Garland.
Yeah, and they almost fuck it up. Cleveland almost fucks in the inbound pass, but it doesn't. Luka just drives it in, finds PJ Washington, which I think should have been an and one. I think he gets fucking
Yeah, absolutely. Should have been
clammed in
one.
the
I
fucking
mean,
paint. And then they throw the ball in to Mobley, dishes it off to Strus, and Luka doesn't want to foul him, but he just stays there, puts his hand up, and he absolutely fucking wets this motherfucker, dude. Like it nothing, like not a backboard, doesn't touch the rim, it just fucking swish. And that's how your Dallas Mavericks lose. And now that's 2 in a row. And they go to 8th, but could have moved up all the way to 5th.
yeah,
So,
it's tough. I will say I still am positive on the outlook of the Mavs. It seems like the world is ending just because we have those 2 back-to-back losses, but also, I mean, in our last 10, we're still 8-2.
mhm.
Our 7-3. So I mean, it's
Yeah.
still fine. It's just it's bad timing that we got hot right when the rest of the Western Conference got hot.
Mhm.
But still, I mean, I think that ultimately, as long as we keep winning, which I mean, we have an easier schedule going in. You get back home, 3-game homestand against Sixers, Pacers, Heat. I think you win 2 out of 3 there, and then you kind of go in towards the end of the schedule. I mean, you end with Spurs, Jazz, 2 games at the Kings, a game at the Rockets in March, and then you got
Mhm.
a couple easy teams basically throughout the rest of the game. So
Yeah.
just got to take care of business. I think we'll be okay. I think ultimately we'll
Yeah.
kind of settle in at that 5 spot, 6 spot. I think you still want to miss the play in. You miss the play in, I think you'll be okay.
Oh, yeah. And then just one more thing on the Mavs. Hardaway needs to get or at least this was the first game that I've seen him. He looked so depleted. He just looked like, I mean, he gets 4 points. He didn't get his first bucket
Yeah.
into the fourth quarter. His confidence is down. It's really bad. I don't think I've ever seen it this low.
He
He's
was
been
bad
pretty
in
consistent.
Indianapolis.
Yeah, since like beginning or like middle of February. He goes 5, 8, 12, 11, and 4. The highest points he's put up in February was 19. 18 was the other closest. So, I mean, we know that's how streaky he is. He's gonna find his way eventually. But he's definitely on the hate map for all the
Yeah.
MFFLs for sure. I see it on Twitter.
Twitter's
They're
crazy.
cooking the fuck out of him.
He's getting
But,
crazy heat right now.
Yeah, and then also with it doesn't help that, I mean, I'm not against PJ Washington. Like I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt of everything. But he got a decent performance finally today. He got 11 points. But I mean, his defense is the reason why he's playing, obviously.
Yep.
But he goes, I mean, since he got to the Mavs, it's 6, 14, 9, 3, 12, 2, 11. So you
Yeah, I
just don't
mean
know what you
against
get.
the
I'll take 12, 11 from him every night, obviously.
yeah, and
And
I
he's
will
such a good
say what's
defender and
crazy
stuff
is
like that. Yeah.
what's crazy is I think his offensive rating in the Pacers game was like 20 something. It was like 27, bro. He was horrible against the Pacers offensively, and
Yeah, me
he's
too.
really not
Yeah.
getting any heat. One, because he plays good defense, and
Hmm.
two, because he's a shiny new toy. So
Yeah.
definitely, I think, I like you said, I think if he can average 11, 12 points a game, I think that's more than enough to be consistent and to be happy. It's
Hmm.
just making sure that he does that. But he's also been in a cold streak, like shooting wise, since he's kind of
Yeah.
come over. So I mean, obviously, big bucket to go ahead with 2 seconds tonight, but
Exactly. Yeah. For you
tough.
like for Luka to trust him and get in there.
Yeah,
He did hit some nice shots, some threes today. It's just a matter of fact that hopefully he starts getting hot at the right time, especially for playoffs. Because at this point, I think it's like PJ Washington or Tim Hardaway.
yeah,
Because I mean, Timmy regardless is going to be shooting. So I mean, props to PJ Washington that, from at least what I've seen, he's not just chunking up shots just to chunk up shots. If he's shooting, it's an open three like Luka or Kyrie finds him in the corner, or I
absolutely.
mean, a contested like layup or something, or like going up for it, which is fine. But man, Timmy just. I don't know, it might be in between them two, and like you just better hope that they both. I mean, imagine both of them hot at the same time. Sub in one in for the other, and that's gonna be a hell of a problem to have. But right now, it looks like that just because both of them are, you know what? And we're still like you said, because it's a new guy, the new shiny toy. I mean, everyone's having fun with him because it's like, hey, you're not looking at the flaws yet. You're just looking at the good stuff. Which I mean, he's doing a hell of a job on defense. We can't express that
Yeah, you
enough
can't
of how
fault him
good
on
he
it.
is doing. Yeah. So hopefully, he just gets his shot going, get some confidence back, and just even like if I'm not like 7 or 8 a night is fine, or like just like instead of that him being his off day instead of like 2 or 3 points,
Yeah,
like you said against the Pacers. So
yeah. I think that I don't know. I maybe want to see a little bit of Jalen Hardy. I think that he's been a good spark plug off the bench. I've liked what he's kind of done, and I know a lot of MFFLs on Twitter are kind of being the ones like calling like, why isn't Jaden Hardy or Jalen Hardy getting some of Tim Hardaway Jr.'s minutes, which I think is a valid argument to have.
yeah,
But yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's the first little bit after All Star. We're still trying to get back in the swing of things. I think let's keep
yeah,
getting rolling. I mean, we start to think about it, right? Daniel Gafford and PJ have played what 5 games now as Mavericks.
something like that. Yeah,
So yeah, so they still got a little bit to go to mesh and kind of figure out how they're going to fit offensively, how they're going to fit defensively. Kind of J Kidd's got to figure out the rotation a little bit better and all that stuff. Obviously, right? You don't want Daniel Gafford to play 6, 7 minutes like he did tonight. So
yeah. And then back
definitely,
to Hardy. Yeah, real quick. I mean, he's only been playing like 5 minutes too.
yeah,
And he's 45% from the field. Before I think he was shooting almost 40% from three.
yeah,
Before the game. And he averages 8 points. Like with the minutes that he's getting restriction, like wise, like that's. I
it's
mean, he only
good.
plays usually like first quarter, a little bit second quarter. I just don't know what happens towards the end of games where I don't know. Hopefully they ask him about it today. I'm pretty sure we'll find videos of it later of why. I mean, Gafford's only playing 7 minutes. Jaden Hart's playing five. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, yeah. I mean, Kyrie, Luka, and PJ lead the way with 35 plus minutes. Green has been pretty decent on a good streak, at least
Yeah,
defensively and getting a shot into. So I don't know. They just got to figure out those minutes and figure out what's going to be the best ideal lineup, optimal lineup, and optimal use of minutes for these guys. And it's going to take time. I mean,
yeah. I
I'm
mean,
going to try to
we
give
saw how long
J
it's
Kid the
taken
benefit of the
with
doubt.
yeah. We saw. I mean, it's still a work in progress with Kyrie and Luca, and I think
Yeah, I
that
mean,
you can finally see now that they're like starting to figure it out and all that. So it takes a little bit of time. I think as long
yeah,
as like by the playoffs they kind of figure it out, I think that should be good. I mean,
yeah. It's going to
what
be
was it
scary. It's
like?
going to be
Even
scary.
like look at the Clippers, right? I mean, even at the beginning of the year, they made that big trade for James Harden. Tyronn Lue was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Hey, give me 10 games to figure it out." And so think I think Jason Kidd more than deserves the 10 games to kind of figure it out. And let's just say, I mean,
Yeah,
the last 20 games of the season or so, he figures it out, and hopefully, it should be good. Should be good. So,
yeah. I hope you're right. Yeah, I hope you're right.
well, that's kind of all I got for the Mavs. You want to
Yeah.
move to Cowboys, or you want to move to the Rangers?
Let's end with a bang. Let's end with Rangers. Let's do a little like
And with the Rangers, all right,
sandwich. Yeah.
all right, cool, cool, cool. All right. Cowboys, yes. So not obviously not a lot of stuff going on in regards to games or anything like that. The NFL Combine's about to happen. Big Mike isn't going to be there. Mike Zimmer's not going to be there. But we got the Joneses and Will McClay and all those guys are going to be there. But some other big news in regards to the Cowboys is the NFL salary cap. So that was officially set for 2024 at $255.4 million a year, which is a $30.6 million rise from 2023. And if I'm correct, that is actually beating the expectation by a little bit, which kind of helps out our cap situation, which is nice. So that leaves us to talk about the free agents. So we have 16 free agents that we're missing this year. I want to do a little bit of keep or walk, kind of run through person by person,
Okay.
see what you think. See, one, what do you think is realistic? Or should we keep them? Should we let them walk? And if you want to keep them, what's roughly a realistic deal that you would be happy with?
Yeah.
So, number one, Tyron Smith. I think he's kind of the biggest name free agent that we have. Obviously, been a Cowboy for life. Left tackle, started this year. What do you think about him? Would you keep him? Would you let him walk?
I'd keep him, and it'd have to be a friendly deal, obviously.
Yeah,
Just
absolutely.
because of his injury history, age is getting to him, and like you said, you'd hope that you get the long-term team discount on him, which I think could possibly happen unless someone comes in and like goes, "Now we're going to pay him more." But I definitely would want to keep him. I'm not sure what numbers. I really haven't thought about numbers, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I mean, I would say you can get him like maybe a 2-year deal, like maybe 10 mil total, so 5 each. I think that's and you go kind of maybe you can go a little bit heavier on the incentives and like, oh well, for games played or percent of snaps played.
I put games played in there. Yeah, for incentives.
Yeah, I think
for sure.
I think guaranteed with Smith. I mean, he's kind of a tackle. I mean, so. I mean, is it time that we shift him from guard to left tackle, which he kind of did a little bit when Tyron Smith was hurt his rookie year, or do we keep him at guard because he was a Pro Bowler at guard and draft a tackle and something like that? So definitely worth keeping an eye on. The second guy is kind of the second big name in regards to Cowboys free agents, and it's Tony Pollard, running back. We already have been told that he's not returning via the franchise tag, which I think is obvious, right? I mean, I think it was like $12.4 million a year or $12.4 million for next season. And I think it's just kind of, as a running back market as a whole, you're kind of seeing that be deflated, and you're seeing that teams are realizing that they're not going to want to pay big money for a running back when they depreciate so much like they do, right? So Tony Pollard, keep or walk?
Unless you're able to get him again, I'm gonna be more on like the friendly deal and try to get. There's so many more free agents out there. I'm not trying to blame Tony Pollard himself for having the season that he had. But it didn't help, obviously, that we didn't see that burst of him that much, and also that the O-line really wasn't helping. So I'll be the guy that kind of keeps an eye on still. Like, I'm not going to say that you were bad, but O-line definitely plays a big part. And we mentioned it multiple times on this podcast that the O-line isn't the O-line that it used to be. It used to be like our bread and butter that we love talking about, that wall that we had. It was good for at least pass rushing, but for offense, I mean, obviously you could just see we just struggled a lot on the run. But like you said, the market's massive right now. You can easily, I don't want to say easily, but you can find another running back probably for cheaper. There's so many running backs out there. Yeah, and then unless you're like a fucking like, I don't know, who's the best running back in the league right now?
I mean, McCaffrey.
Kyron Anderson. McCaffrey. Unless you're like a McCaffrey, that's going to definitely change the game. I mean, you look at how the Chiefs won. I mean, Isaiah Pacheco is still on, I'm pretty sure, his rookie deal. So
yeah, he's a seventh rounder.
Yeah, exactly. So I always see it every year. Or if you look at the past Super Bowl winners, the running backs aren't getting paid the big bucks, and I think I think teams are starting to figure that out. Blame us, the Cowboys, in a good or bad way with Zeke. They saw that Zeke contract and said, Okay. Zeke. You would have said that at that point they deserve that money, but now you just know how the running back position is.
Yep.
So like I said, there's a lot of guys out there, but I'm just disappointed, and I'm already gonna say I'm gonna be disappointed with what we do at the running back position unless they prove me wrong. Because I don't know if you saw that clip of Stephen Jones today,
Yeah,
asking about the salary cap and stuff like that. And he goes, "I don't know why you guys say that Jerry never goes all in. He's gone in all in every year. Fucking
yeah,
bullshit, dude.
yeah. It's
Bullshit. Prove me wrong.
same old
Like
shit.
we're gonna
Same
go
old
for a
shit.
guy like fucking Clyde Edwards-Helaire, bro. I promise you. That's gonna be your running back for the Dallas Cowboys next year.
I don't. I could see us. I see us drafting a running back, probably third
Oh
round.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
where we're gonna go with it. But I mean, honestly, dude, I wouldn't be surprised if they're so infatuated with Derrick Henry, and we get the remains of Derrick Henry, which I don't think is a good move. I think Derrick Henry is. He clearly has taken a lot of he's taken a lot of hits. He's kind of
Yeah, a
hit
lot of
that
mileage on
margin of
him.
his
Mm-hmm.
best days are behind him. So I don't know. I think that I would be surprised if we see Derrick Henry come on like a one year $5 million deal or something like that. But I would rather
Yeah,
pay $5 million for Tony Pollard just because Tony Pollard is shifty, can be a receiving back,
yeah,
has been in the system, and we can draft a running back that can
yeah. But
develop
if
under
we're
him
realistic,
and
though, he probably won't sign for that little bit of money. I'm sure another team will pay him more
nah.
than that.
I bet he ends
So
up somewhere in the range of like 7 to 8 a year for 3 years. So probably 3 years, 20 mil. I think is probably what I'd say Tony Pollard gets. What I would want to
yeah,
give him is like two for 2 for 10 with incentives, maybe or something like that. 3 for 10,
damn. Mm-hmm.
3 for 12
Yeah,
with incentives, but it's just not realistic. I think Tony Pollard gets 7 to 8 million a year. I think
yeah.
is
Sounds
probably
about right.
realistic for him.
Yeah. It's
Um,
interesting to see what
yeah,
the whole league's gonna do with the running back situation. Eckler, Gus Edwards,
yeah.
um,
I mean, they
Josh
just take.
Jacobs. It's
I wouldn't mind Josh
yeah.
Jacobs. I wouldn't mind Josh Jacobs. I think.
That sounds hot too. I like that. So if you want to be all in, quote unquote, how you do it every year, I'm not getting my hopes up with anything with this team. So we'll see what they do, and hopefully they're just killing the draft because they're usually pretty good in the draft, and last year was just a disappointing draft as of now.
Yeah,
It's obviously still a little too early, but if we're just basing it off last season, we have the right to do
wasn't
that.
great.
Yeah, it wasn't great, and we're usually known for that, for having that good draft class. So don't even have to pick it up this year. And but if you go with Derrick Henry, I don't mind the pick. I like it just so like a short term deal, and hopefully that just for like the short yardages, like 2 to 3 yards that you need in the end zone would be massive. But you have to get another running back that can play with him. Obviously, it's not going to be a
Yeah,
guy that gets fucking like 15 carries a game. It had to be like 10 to 12 carries a game. 13
yeah.
depending on the game plan. But you need someone else that can be just smaller, faster, and explosive. And then just
Especially in
get Henry
passing
just when he needs
situations.
to.
Yeah,
Yeah, and he's really not a big like pass catcher every now and
yeah.
then,
No,
but
not in the
yeah,
slightest. Yeah. Next two are two cornerbacks. You got Stephon Gilmore and Jordan Lewis.
yeah.
Personally, I would bring back Jordan Lewis and I'd let Stephon Gilmore walk.
Ooh, okay.
I like Jordan Lewis. I think he's been a good kind of one of those like slot corners. I think he had a good season last year. He was coming back from an injury. I think he kind of got better as the year went along. I think Stephon Gilmore is one of those guys that I think it's going to be like a cap casualty. It's just going to be too expensive because of his name XDPOY. I don't think the production was really there. I mean, he kind of got just it was kind of bullied a little bit. I think with Deron Bland, trade Diggs, I think your outside corners are kind of spoken for. You bring back Jordan Lewis, that's that third nickel corner, and you probably go get a young guy in the draft, and maybe the second round, fourth round hit on him. I think that's your top four corners spoken for, and I think Stephon
Mm,
Gilmore served a great role, but I think it's time to let him go somewhere else.
yeah, I think I personally just grew a soft spot for Stephon Gilmore.
Yeah,
Just a veteran presence and just how everyone talked about him and how they just talk so highly of him and how just IQ and everything in the game. He's just so much smarter. But
yeah, absolutely.
obviously, a couple of times we did see him get absolutely burned in a couple of plays where it's just like, Can't blame him. He's on the older side of things. But I know
Yep.
he does want to come back. So obviously, again, I mean, who wouldn't take anyone back like a veteran guy like him on a team friendly deal? So we'll see what they'll cook up. But yeah, I mean, if it was up to me, I would want to keep him just because of that veteran presence and just being able to keep making other guys better, as
Yep.
in
That's
like
100% fair.
Deron Bland, so and so.
I
Yeah,
mean, yeah. I mean, Bland's young. Diggs is young.
yeah.
So I think, no, that makes sense.
And then Diggs coming back too
Uh,
obviously makes it massive too.
yeah. Yeah, I know, right? So
Yeah.
hopefully he's kind of back to health.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we got Dorrance Armstrong, defensive end. I think he had, what, 7 sacks each of the last 2 years, which is pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
I could see him coming back again. I think he had another 1 year deal this past season. He's been pretty productive as like a third pass rusher from behind like DeMarcus Lawrence and
Yeah.
obviously Micah Parsons. So definitely could see him coming back on a team friendly deal. I mean, not a team friendly, maybe 2 for 12 or something of that nature. I think that's probably pretty realistic. I mean, and for 7 sacks, I think that's absolutely good numbers for
Yeah.
for us and for him.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of these guys are like just
Yeah.
have like a
The rest,
special
I
place in
mean,
my heart just because like just their attitude and just how they act and within just just the vibes with the team. Which
yeah,
I mean, clearly that kind of makes the culture of a team. Just how you act around them, and you don't want like those bad vibes from anyone. And
absolutely, yeah,
just all the defensive guys, I get absolutely like great vibes from just from watching like from sounds from the sidelines after games and stuff like that. So I'm a big fan
yeah,
of his. I would love him to come back too. Yeah.
yeah. No, next guy, Jaron Curse. I think it's, I don't know. I mean, I hope you kind of feel the same way, but it's absolutely bring him back. I thought he's a great player. He makes some big
Yeah.
plays, especially at
Mhm.
safety. It's pretty much easy to speak on him.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
then
Yeah,
kind
I
of
feel the
the
same way.
the rest of the guys are kind of not really anything big. You got Dante Fowler, who's kind of more of like a Dan Quinn guy. He's probably gone.
Mm-hmm.
Noah Igbenogany is the guy that we traded for. I'm gonna take
Oh
my best shot. He's a
God.
corner. The guy that we
Yeah, yeah,
traded
yeah.
with Miami. He's
Ego
probably
gone
gone.
or gone. Yeah, sometimes
Um,
shit like that. Yeah, he's probably gone. Most likely.
Jonathan Hankins. I wouldn't mind seeing him come back. I thought he was good at
Yeah,
as like a
me too.
nose slash D tackle run stuffer. Thought he
Yeah,
was pretty
I
good
mean,
up
unless
until he got hurt.
Mozzie comes in, yeah, but I
Yeah,
doubt it.
that's the only thing. Our
Yeah,
long snapper Trent Siege. Apparently he's a stud long snapper, and
yeah,
so he probably will get brought back on
probably
a
comes
1 year
back. Yeah,
deal. Chuma Edoga, I hope he's gone. He was kind of a
most
bum.
likely. Yeah, yeah, for
Um,
sure. Big bum.
wasn't any good. Neville Gallimore. I thought Neville Gallimore was pretty decent. As a D tackle, I think he kind of developed this past year. He didn't really do anything early on in his career, but I think this past year as a defensive tackle, I thought he
Mm-hmm.
was decent enough depth.
Yeah,
Obviously, what I think he was the one that had that stupid play at the end of a game where he almost started
he
fighting or he kicked
stepped on
someone.
someone, right? He kicked someone on the
Yeah,
ground.
yeah.
What game
So
was that? Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was
was
him.
it
Yeah.
Washington? Was it like the end of the season? It was towards the end of the season.
That's what I'm trying to think. Either I think it was the Washington game
Yeah, right. The end of
because
the
he
game.
got thrown
So
out, right? He got like
yeah, he got thrown out.
yeah, he got thrown out. It was like or even the Eagles game. It might have been Eagles. I don't know, but yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. So there's that. And then the last couple guys, two more guys that were pretty big contributors. Rico Dowdle, who I thought was a pretty good second back, but I think our running
Mm-hmm.
back's gonna just overall look completely different. So wouldn't be surprised if he's gone. Tyler Biotish, who was our starting center this year. I didn't think he was horrible, but I could see us trying to bring him back and then maybe
Mm-hmm.
drafting a center to compete with him.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, he kind of seems like Connor McGovern to me as that guy
Yeah.
that, with the Cowboys gets like a big deal and goes to, some bum team like the Jets or the Panthers or something of that nature.
Yeah. No, yeah, I think he's probably gone. I know he did have some good hustle plays. There was a couple of times where like CeeDee Lamb, I can remember that he fumbled like 30 yards down the field, and Tyler Byde has one or be honest, one of the first ones to get on the ball. So
Yeah,
you think about plays like that, but I think he struggled a lot penalty wise, and just blocking, and that's another reason why back to the running back situation that didn't work out. So if I were to pick, I think he probably walks unless they think that they can't find anyone better than that. But
yeah, that's probably fair.
see what they do in the draft is probably be big, like running back and then O line group too coming in.
Yeah, I agree. Last two guys, Seth McKeon. He was, down on the depth chart kind of guy at tight end. I would assume he's gone because not only do we have Jake Ferguson, but we have second round draft pick Luke Schoonmaker, and then also we had Peyton
In
Hendershot,
Hendershot, yeah, we have enough
which I
tight
think
ends.
I think that's our tight end spoken for. And then last guy is a corner and special teams contributor in CJ Goodwin, who, maybe he's good to keep around as a special teams kind of
Mm-hmm.
guy, but no big opinions one way or the other. But that's pretty much it for Cowboys free agents. Obviously, hope that they draft well. I hope that they kind of do something crazy, not do something crazy, but actually do something in free agency this year and maybe make a
Do
big
something.
splash. I think
Gosh.
we're gonna have money as long as we tie up Dak to a long term deal, which is crazy the amount of money that he's gonna get. As long as we tie up CD, which we're gonna have to tie him up. We're gonna have to tie up Micah.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, we got a lot of money to spend, but the good thing is our cap looks pretty decent. So we're gonna have some money, but still, it's gonna be a bad day on Twitter whenever Dak's contract comes out, and it's
Oh, for sure.
5 years,
Every other
$300 million.
quarterback's gonna have a field day, but oh fuck.
That's what it's.
Oh, just
It's
so
gonna be
much. Yeah.
5 by 3. It's gonna be disgusting.
Yeah, for sure. Damn. Yeah, I can't wait for that to happen. I know there's still hella rumors talking about, oh, Jerry doesn't think he's gonna be your guy, but if you think Dak Prescott is gonna be the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys for until he can't
You're
ever
smoking.
touch a football again,
You're
yeah.
smoking.
So yeah, you're smoking.
Anyway, well, that is the Cowboys. Kind of upsetting, not really upsetting, but not a lot to look forward to as we've kind of
Yeah.
come to see.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
to bring the mood up, we got your World
Do
Series
it.
champion Texas Rangers. They're
Yep.
back in spring
Keep the shirt.
practice, spring
Keep it.
training. They are actively playing ball games now, so we got a little bit of news other than what we kind of saw last time of having pitchers and catchers and then outfield players reporting. So tell me a little bit. Bring back a little Ollie in the outfield. What's going on with the
Oh
Texas
man,
Rangers?
I'm excited, bro. You can almost smell it. I'm telling you, it's getting there. It's about to be March this weekend,
Yep.
and then roughly like a month, and it'll be opening day. So yeah, there's a lot of new faces. Mostly, what people are paying attention to is the pitching staff, because we definitely know that. Our starting rotation is very, very not
Depleted.
weak, but just
It's not
depleted,
good.
and it's not terrible as if I were to look at it on paper and just being optimistic as a starting pitching. But it's just very there's no depth, obviously, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
There's no one really there to be backup. You have your main guys, and then shit, I don't know, because you have Malley, DeGrom, and if DeGrom pitches next year, maybe, depending on how his rehab is going, and Scherzer not coming back until after the All-Star break, so you have to go those first couple months with whatever you got. It's bound someone to get hurt. That's just baseball. It happens. Just a little like blister or something. Always something that happens at least.
Yeah, just something stupid.
Something with for at least 15 days that you have to recover. So there's that. So there's a lot of pitching stuff that people want to talk about. So Jack Glider has been getting a lot of talk, and I'm excited for him. I think he's there's. If I was,
he's been good.
I am a betting man.
I think he's been good.
Yeah, I am a betting man. So if I were to bet, I would say that you're probably going to see Jack Glider in the leagues this year as a reliever. That's what they've been testing him out as. Well, not no one's starting yet. It's just everyone getting like 2 to 3 innings. He pitched 1 inning in the first game, all 3 pop-ups. 2 of them were kind of some loud outs. I'll tell you that. So just do what you want with that information. Getting outs is outs, and then you see in the second, his second time outing, he struggled a bit. He got 4 hits and he gave up a run, but he did throw 20 balls or 20 pitches and 5 balls, 15 strikes. So that's what it was at first when he first started with the Rangers. It was his command was not there. He was walking a lot of guys, throwing more balls and strikes. But we did see towards the end of the last year when he went on the development list, came back, and he was seemed to find the strike zone more often. So
Yep.
in I think I think I saw it. So he's thrown 25 pitches, and 20 of them have been strikes in spring training. So I mean, this is
And
the
he
time you want
pitched
to do
today
it.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, he pitched
He
today. He pitched
pitched
today. He
today
pitched two
too.
innings. Yeah, pitched 2 innings, and he was pumping 98, 97.
Yeah.
The
Come
98
on,
was a
baby.
ball, and the 97 was a swinging strike. So yeah, it's exciting thing to see. But I saw there's like the Statcast stuff where the balls that were hit were like all close to like 99, 100 mile per hour. So they were definitely like barreling the balls that he's
Yeah,
throwing at him.
barreling and stuff. Yeah, which is tough.
So I mean, you look at that, but it's also spring training. This is the time to. I mean, you want to be pounding the strike zone. Not saying that
Yeah.
you don't care about your ERA, but more so like a young guy like him, he probably does. He probably look at it like, okay, I need to make sure that I'm doing this and this and that. But I mean, this is a time where you try different pitches. I mean, Dane Dunning, I think, is introducing a splitter into his
Yeah.
repertoire. Yeah, he's throwing in a splitter in there, and he said, "Hey, it feels nice," and I wasn't spiking in the dirt, 40 feet in front of me. So we got to see that, and everybody was like, "What the hell did Dane Dunning just throw?" So there, I mean, all that's happening. Antoine Kelly is a name that's running around again. He's thrown,
Yeah,
I
it's like
think,
a reliever, right?
1 inning. Yeah, as a reliever. He's a reliever. He came in that trade
From
2 years ago.
Milwaukee.
Yeah, I think it was at
Yeah.
the end of not this past season, but the one before. So 2 seasons ago, at the
Yep.
very end, we traded Matt Bush, one of our relievers that ended up coming back to us.
Yes.
We signed him. Yeah, he
Yes,
cleared
that's
waivers
right.
and we got him back from the Brewers. And we got Mark Mathias, that is no longer with us. Traded him, and Antoine Kelly came, and he's a big, lengthy, left-handed pitcher. If
Left-handed.
you guys
Yeah.
remember, so he might be one of the guys that you look in the pen. And another name that's been thrown around is Mark Church. That might be
Okay.
one of the guys that makes the team, breaks camp. He was drafted in 2019 in round 18. I think last year he had like a high three ERA in the minors. But a lot of people are liking what he's doing. So that's a guy that you want to pay attention to. So a lot of new faces you're going to see obviously in the bullpen. And because, I mean, we only signed, what's his name? David
Maley?
Robertson.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, but Malley will be a starter. So Robertson
Yep.
is he's a reliever. Oh, and then and George Kirby. So he's only signed two relievers.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so two relievers right now. And you still need a left-handed pitcher in that bullpen. It's a heavy righty if you look at it. But I really hope that Brock Burke picks it up a little bit. He's doing pretty good this year. I mean, he's only through 1 inning. He hasn't given up any runs, I think. But you wanted to pick it up again. What's his face? I mean, Bochy did not trust him at all last year. I feel bad for him. He was my favorite pitcher 2 years ago when we were dog shit. I mean, he was pitcher of the year for the Rangers. And so that's going on. And then Wyatt Langford, the big name.
Yeah,
He's
I
been
think
all right.
he's kind
Nothing
of been
too
the big
crazy
story.
from him.
Yeah,
nothing too crazy with him. I think he's batting like 125. He's gone on base a couple times. He's battling. And something that I read from Jeff Passan today was kind of crazy. So Mike Maddox, they're talking to him, and then they had like a BP practice, and he just says, "I think I just saw the best player on the field," and everyone's like, "Who are you talking about?" And he's talking about Wyatt Langford. And it's crazy. I think he goes into more in depth, Jeff Passan, how close
he
Langford
was to
was
making
to
the World
being
Series. Yeah,
the World Series team. Once Adolis got hurt,
crazy.
it was a legit like,
He was next man up.
hey,
Yeah,
they just loved everything, seeing him, just his confidence and just what they were seeing in the bullpen or like in batting practices. I mean, he was facing like Max Scherzer. I think they showed like Max Scherzer had no idea who Wyatt Langford is. I mean, knowing who
Yeah.
Max Scherzer, I mean, he gives two fucks about the guys that are in the minors, obviously, and doesn't care about. He doesn't look who the Rangers draft so and so. And then he's like, "Who the fuck is this guy, man? Like, dude."
yeah.
They had Jack Leiter up there too, but it's like, yeah, and if he did play, he was going right in the 3-hole, is what they were saying.
Yeah, it's
Is what
unbelievable.
the
to
bench
me.
coach Donnie
That's
Ecker
so
said.
crazy.
So, and then to ask Bochy, it was like, okay, I don't know if he'd be in the 3-hole if he actually were to get called up, but that would have been pretty cool, right? Is what he was saying. So he was having fun with it, but just shows you how close he was. And I personally think there's no rush into getting him up here, like no rush at all. You have your outfield set as of now. I mean, you have Adolis, Leote, and Evan Carter. I mean, Evan Carter did have an injury scare. He got hit in the arm, but he's fine. He was batting again. But yeah, no need to bring him up. And if you're thinking about it, just like, full-time DH or whatever, it's very tough for a young guy to stay focused in a 9 inning game where he only gets 3 at bats at least, and to feel like, and like, okay, let's say he gets 3 at bats, goes 0 for 3 and strikes out 3 times, which is probably good. I mean, probably
Yeah,
happens just
that
because,
will happen. Yeah,
yeah, he's a young guy, he's still getting into the majors, and he's a power hitter. I mean, he's not even a contact guy. He is somewhat. I mean, he did walk a lot in college. I think he walked more than he struck out in college. But that's just a different ball game. You have Evan Carter with the patience is his, so maybe he learns from him. But I mean, he hacks. I mean, he's a hacker, so like it's bound to
yeah,
happen. But the risk reward is what's gonna get you there. So it's tough to be a DH. It takes a lot of mental reps to do that because like you go over 3 and you go, at least I
that
can
was
help
it.
in the outfield or I can do this or that.
Yeah,
You're like, damn, no, I just literally went 0 for 3. What the fuck did I do? That's just sat back on the bench. So DH is tough. But again, if I were to guess, unless something happens, I think they said, and they're kind of listening to him. If White Langford thinks he's personally ready,
if
then
he's
he's coming
ready.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah, if he's ready, he's coming up. And if not, then it's fine. And like I said, there's no rush. I mean, it's baseball. It's a long season. Injuries happen. I mean,
yeah,
everything. I mean, you see Josh Young is maybe misses the beginning of the season for a little bit. Corey Seager does too. So next man up mentality. Justin Foscue is looking like he's probably going to be your DH as of now. Another guy, I mean, Sam Huff has been
yeah. As a
looking pretty
backup
decent.
catcher.
He got a triple. So I think we're running 3 catchers, is from what I heard from Bruce Bochy. So it's probably gonna be Heim, um, Sam
Huff.
Huff, and then the guy we just signed. He homered today.
Oh, okay. I
I
was trying.
forgot what
I
his
know
name
that
was.
they had said that we were going to carry 3 catchers. I remembered Jonah Heim and I remembered Sam Huff. I couldn't remember who the third guy was, but no, that
Yeah,
makes
we
sense
just
now.
signed him. He homered today, so that's gonna be part of your 3 catcher rotation. But yeah, that's really about it that I got for the Rangers. If you want to throw some stuff out
Yeah,
there.
man. No, that's. I think that definitely looking forward to the season. I think you're kind of right on White Langford. I think that unless guys like Young stay injured, Simeon stay injured, odds of him probably making the opening day roster are slim. I would assume for Langford, but I think that he's absolutely going to be called up. Probably, I think he's called up by May 1st,
I was gonna say
just
within a month, to be
because.
honest. Yeah,
Yeah, because that'll give him more time to kind of develop, get ready to go at AAA, get the bat kind of used to a little bit more of MLB level quality players,
yeah,
and then that way he's ready to go. And I would say at some point somebody's going to get injured, like you said, where we're going to
yeah.
need an outfielder or we're going to need
Mm-hmm.
a DH, and let's throw in. I don't know. I mean, I'd probably just put a Adolis at DH, but I mean, his
Nah,
right
I
in
gotta
right,
keep him out there. I gotta keep him
yeah,
out
in
there.
right field his arm
You
is
gotta keep
crazy.
him
So I
out
don't
there. I
know.
mean, yeah, you gotta keep him out there.
Yeah,
If anything, if
I don't
I were
know.
to switch anyone,
It
it would definitely be Leote.
Yeah, and
Um,
put Evan Carter in center.
yeah, or Adolis at center, and then I don't know, whatever. But I definitely you have to keep Adolis on the field. I mean, he's a Gold
Yeah,
Glover for a reason.
yeah,
I'm
that's
not
fair.
a. I've never been too big of a fan of Leote's outfield as fielding because he can't dive head first for anything. So I mean, he does have that snag though against Jordan Alvarez in the ALCS where he just snags it and steals a home run.
Yeah,
So there's that. But out of everyone, he is the weakest link in the outfield. So if that were to happen, yeah. And then Leota's a switch hitter too, so that can help out too. Just having a DH and then just keeping that
yeah,
open. But
yeah. But I mean, that's kind of it. That's all I got. I mean, I feel like pretty short episode that we actually kept short today.
yeah,
Unless you got any
yeah.
big things
Well,
to talk
something
about.
real quick. I mean, we'll stick to baseball for like another 5 seconds. All-Star
Okay.
break is coming. The schedule came out,
Yes, yes, yes.
and
Forgot about that.
I think we're pretty hyped up about the schedule.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, we're gonna be there. We're gonna be around.
oh yeah, I want to be at a lot of things. But key dates, the All-Star Future Game and Celebrity Softball Game, July 13th, and we'll be at the Stockyards.
Yeah, we'll be there. We'll be there for
July
sure.
14th, I will be there no matter what. I have dressed
It will be
one
hot
time as
as
a
hell.
cowboy with cowboy boots and pants, boot cut pants, and I'm gonna be wearing a cowboy hat. I will be there, bro. That would be the second time I've worn like that. And I never thought about, or I kind of forgot that the draft was going to be here. If I'm be honest, I had no
Yeah,
idea.
I didn't
And
even
then for it
realize
to
it
be at
either
the
until I saw
Stockyards is
that.
actually massive. I don't know, like that's probably the coolest thing they could have done. I don't know where it's
Yeah,
going to be.
yeah. I've
Or
been trying to think about that too. I've been trying to think about
Billy
where it's gonna
Bob's?
be, but maybe it actually might be a Billy Bob's. Nah, it might be. It might be kind of by Second Rodeo too. It could be in that area, and just shut down Mule Alley maybe.
I think that's probably what they'll do. They'll probably shut down the whole street
Yeah,
and like where like the
and
road,
they'll
like where
do
the
something where the
yeah,
hotel's
like
at.
in yeah, something about
Yeah,
that.
I don't
But
know.
yeah, I'm pumped. Like I'm literally so excited. Like
I'm super
it's
excited
gonna
for
be a
that. That's gonna
blast
be
there.
fun. That's gonna be
Yeah, it's
fun.
gonna be fun, and hopefully we get some
Um,
coverage for you guys to have on the medias whenever that happens in the middle of the summer.
yep,
But
absolutely.
yeah, then
Home
there's
run
that.
derby.
Yeah.
Yeah, home
hmm
run derby on July 15th, right? And then All-Star
Yeah.
game July 16th, obviously all at Globe Live. I definitely want to be at the home run derby. I think that's the one thing
Oh
that I
yeah.
really want to go to. All-Star
Yeah.
game could be cool too, but home run
Yeah.
derby's the
Yeah.
one
If I
that
were to pick,
I
I'm
would
going to
want to
home run
be at.
derby.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
don't know how much tickets for that would cost, but I'm willing to pay a decent amount for a home run derby. If I'm being honest, I'll save
Yeah,
up
I
for
think
that.
that's fun. It's one of the
Yeah.
only. I mean, like, when is it going to happen again in the near future?
I
It's
mean,
not.
last time it
So
was 95. That
yeah,
was
yeah.
almost
So
20
we
years
weren't
ago.
alive. Yeah, we weren't
Almost
alive.
30 years ago. 30?
Yeah,
30?
29.
Yeah, there you go. And
Yeah.
what
So
happened in 95 too? What was the last thing that happened in 95?
Cowboys Super Bowl. No,
Mm,
or was that
was it not?
96?
I'm pretty sure it was 95 was the
90,
last time they won a Super Bowl.
90 no, 95 was the 49ers.
I think Niners was 94. I
Sure,
could be wrong.
I'll go with you. I don't know. I mean, I think it's around there. I get them all
We'll just go with
confused.
that. Last time there was an All-Star game here, the Cowboys won the Super Bowl, or at least within a
Yep,
year.
there we go. Cowboys gonna win the
So
Super Bowl. Cowboys gonna win the
Cowboys
Super
will
Bowl.
not win a Super Bowl in our lifetime. We'll go back to that. They will not win a Super Bowl ever in our lifetime. But you have seen 2 world championships if you were born past 96, 95. So you've seen 2 world championships. Props to you.
Yeah. Shout out Mavs.
Well, no,
Shout out
Stars was 99,
Stars was in the 90s. It was
98,
98 and 99.
98,
Yeah,
something like
97.
that. So yeah, I mean, you have 3. If you're past that, you've had
I
3.
mean, but do you
But
count
from
the
most
Stars?
recent memory, I
Yeah,
mean,
do
yeah.
you
Well,
count the
I mean,
Stars?
yeah. I mean, I'm trying to watch them. They're playing right now against the Avalanche. I saw them last night play, and I was very disappointed. They went to OT and they lost. But hey,
Are they any good this year? They're good, right? They're decent.
Stars, yeah. They were leading their division at least.
Okay, come on now.
Yeah.
I
So
like
I
that.
still need to go out there and catch a game. Trying to get to hockey maybe, and then FC Dallas. I mean, just something quick. FC Dallas went
Big
out.
win,
They're
yeah,
back
big
play
win.
again. Big win. Mendy gets the game winner.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe we focus on FC Dallas a little bit closer
Soccer.
when that gets to that. Yeah, soccer. Yeah.
Starting to get there. Starting to get there. Big
Yeah.
their big striker signing just got in this week.
Oh yeah, I
So
forgot about him.
he'll be there. Jesus
Is Ferreira still on the team? Yeah.
Yeah, he was hurt. He has like a sports hernia, like lingering sports hernia issue going on.
Okay.
And so he's basically like been trying to battle that without having surgery, which he should have just got surgery after the season was over.
Yeah.
But
Same thing that Corey's doing.
yeah, so there's that. That's pretty much it, sports wise, I think.
Yeah. I think we
Right.
hit everything that we can. Talk some bad,
Well,
talk some good.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, I think that's a short episode for you guys this week. We'll have some more stuff for you next year. Oh my God, Oliver's dying. You back?
I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I just got this nasty ass cough still.
Oof. Well.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, that's it. No, I appreciate you guys for rocking with us. Like I said at the beginning of the show, check us out on the socials, Instagram, TikTok at Austin_and_Ollie on Instagram, at Austin Ollie on TikTok. We'll post some stuff on there, some clips. YouTube, check us out. We're at our Austin Ollie Sports Podcast. So we're there. Subscribe, like the videos that are coming out. Really help us, get some comments, throw a little bit of interaction with us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, come on.
Baseball is what we've kind of found as our bread and butter when it comes to social media. So any baseball stuff that we put out there, hit us up, give us your thoughts, talk some shit to Astros fans because
always.
that's what we like to do.
Always.
That's what we like to do.
Always.
But yeah, guys, in the meantime, thank you guys so much for listening. Again, like, subscribe, share, give us 5 stars. Tell your friends about us. That'd be super appreciated. So, guys, thank you so much for listening. That was another episode of Austin Ollie Sports Podcast. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.